Okay, so what I'm going to do now is show you how to change the desktop background. There is basically two ways of doing that in Windows 11. The first way is going to the picture, if you've already got one on your machine that you want specifically as your background. So you find it on your machine. Usually it's under the Pictures folder. So you'd click on the File Explorer button at the bottom with your left mouse button. Once that comes up, you'll see lots of information on here. But what you're looking for is your Pictures folder, which is usually at the top. It could be anywhere along here, but it'll say Pictures on it. Double left click with your mouse button on that, then find the picture in here. Mine's in the folder called Wallpaper. Yours might be somewhere different, but once you've found the picture, you just right click on the picture, so that's the right mouse button, and you click where it says Set as Desktop Background. Once you've done that, you will see the background changes, and there you go. So you've got the background set how you want it. The other way of doing it is right clicking on this desktop background, so when there's nothing else on the screen, you right click there and you'll get an option for Personalize. So left click on Personalize and you will get this screen up here, which looks slightly different than the previous screen. So on here you have some preset themes. So for example, at the moment we've got the standard theme on with a slightly different picture, or there are different themes there. For example, if we were to click on this blue theme at the top right, which is called Windows Dark, it will actually change not only the background, but it also changes the color of the taskbar as well as the windows within Window, which some people like dark themes, some don't. If you prefer it on the normal one, click back on the normal one. Now, if you're just wanting to change the background without changing the color of the bars and stuff, you just click where it says background here. So you click on background and it gives you some preset pictures on there. So as you can see, you can change them. You can also click browse photos, and that will look through your computer, for example, your picture folder like you did before. You can also set the background as set colors. So for example, you can click where it says picture here, then click on where it says solid color, and then you can choose which specific color you want your desktop background to be, which having it as a set color sometimes has its advantages because it makes it easier to see your icons. Also, you have other options on here. So for example, slideshow. If you click on slideshow, that will rotate between different pictures within your pictures folder. You can choose and select a different folder, but just bear in mind on any of these, if you do select a picture which is of a low quality, it will look very distorted like this one does and very hard to see, and that's actually some earphones, just to give you a rough idea. You can also change the picture every 30 minutes, 10 minutes, 1 minute and so forth. So if you want it to rotate between different pictures, you can, and you can choose how it fits your screen. So you can fill, it can fit. So for example, it fits a screen like that, or you can get it to stretch, so it stretches it really wide. You can tile it so it puts lots of them on the screen and so forth. There's quite a few different options on there what you can actually have, but that gives you a rough idea. That's how you change your background.
A 15.6-inch gaming laptop. I would call it a mid-tier gaming laptop that promises to deliver great performance at an affordable price. My review unit is powered by an 11th generation Intel Core i7 11370H processor and NVIDIA RTX 3050 Ti GPU. It comes with 8GB of DDR4 RAM and 512GB of PCIe NVMe SSD storage. I like this hardware configuration because you are getting a lot of bangs for your bucks. The Intel Core i7 11370H is a quad-core processor that delivers pretty impressive single and multi-core benchmark. NVIDIA RTX 3050 Ti is also a great budget GPU offering 2560 CUDA cores, 20 ray tracing cores and 80 tensor cores. In G3D graphics benchmark, this GPU registers an impressive score of 9459. The end result is a smooth 1080p gameplay. I had no trouble playing most games at high setting in 1080p resolution. So here is a chart showing average frame rates that I got while playing various titles. Feel free to pause the video here if you want to see all the details. By the way, if you are a content creator who edits 4K videos in Adobe or DaVinci Resolve, you will find this CPU-GPU combo very useful. Most gaming laptops in this price range struggle with hardware specs, but by picking the right CPU-GPU combo, I think ASUS has delivered something that will satisfy most gamers and content creators. Let's talk about the build quality. This is a very macho laptop. It's built like a tank and is MIL standard 810H certified. Its chassis is made from a high quality polycarbonate and it feels very solid and robust in hands. I especially like the sturdy hinge on this laptop, which securely holds the display and prevents it from wobbling during intensive gaming session. I also find this laptop's contemporary industrial design very appealing and also very functional. You get a 6-row chiclet style keyboard with full support for RGB lighting. All the keycaps are black in color and they have white lettering except for the WASD keys, which have more prominent RGB backlighting, making them stand out from the rest of the keyboard. The arrow and the spacebar keys are large and they can be easily located during gameplay without looking down, something every gamer will appreciate when they are gaming in a dark room. Next, let's talk about the screen. So this laptop comes with a 15.6-inch Full HD IPS screen that supports a high refresh rate of 140 Hz. ASUS has equipped this screen with an anti-glare matte coating that prevents distracting reflections when using this laptop outdoor or near a bright lit window. This screen is able to pump out an average brightness of around 260 nits, which is pretty decent for indoor use. The viewing angles and the contrast ratio are also quite good on this screen. But the real star is the 144 Hz high refresh rate IPS screen. It is fast enough to make this laptop screen go toe to toe with high-end gaming monitors. Added bonus is the support for adaptive sync, which synchronizes the display's refresh rate with the GPU's frame rate to reduce lag, minimize stuttering, and eliminate visual tearing for smooth and immersive gameplay. Now, gaming laptops are not known for a good battery life, and this laptop is no exception. Although ASUS has provided a 76 watt-hour battery, you won't be getting more than 4 hours of game time on this laptop. So I would recommend that you keep the laptop plugged in during gaming, and if you are doing a LAN party or something, make sure that you carry the power supply with you. For casual internet surfing and video watching, you can get around 6 hours of battery life. Now let's talk about the thermals. So there are 5 heat pipes that draw heat away from the CPU and GPU and dissipate it through 4 heat sinks and fan outlet. The laptop stays comfortably cool under normal load, but it does get warm during intense gaming. There is a turbo power setting in the software which can crank up the CPU and the GPU to give you the best performance. It will help squeeze a few more FPS, but the downside is that the fans get very loud. So if you intend to use the turbo mode, I would recommend using a headphone. Let's quickly talk about the ports. So you're getting one Thunderbolt 4 port that supports both display and power delivery. You're also getting an HDMI 2.0 port, so that means you can connect this laptop to 2 external monitors, creating an awesome 3-screen gaming setup. In addition, there are 3 USB 3.2 Gen 1 Type A port along with an Ethernet and a headphone microphone combo jack. Unfortunately, there is no SD card slot, so if you plan to edit photos and videos, be prepared to get a dongle so that you can transfer media from your camera to this laptop. So overall, I think this is a great mid-tier gaming laptop with 11th generation Intel Core i7 processor, RTX 3050 Ti GPU, and a high refresh rate screen. ASUS TUF F15 will deliver a great gaming experience for everyone.